Every ancient coin has a story, but some coins hold more history than the battles they pay for. This denarius, minted in 103 BCE by Quintus Minucius Thermus, carries a duel in its silver. Not a myth, not a legend for entertainment, but a moment from Roman family memory. One ancestor, one opponent, one stroke that became part of a family's identity. Today, we'll take a slow and deep look at this coin. Not just what's on it, but why. What it means for Rome. What it means for Thermus. And what it tells us today about the way power, pride and propaganda worked in the late Republic. This is the full story behind the coin that turned a single fight into a symbol. To understand this coin, you have to place yourself in Rome in the year 103 BCE. This wasn't the peaceful, marble Rome from postcards. The city was noisy, tense, and full of ambition. The Republic was struggling with wars abroad and political battles at home. The Cimbrian War was still fresh. Slave revolts shook parts of Italy. Social conflicts growing every year. In the Senate, powerful men argued. Outside in the streets, regular citizens tried to survive in a system where family names mattered more than talent. And every year, new men compete for political attention. One of the most effective tools they had was coinage. If you served as a moneyer, you could design Rome's silver and bronze. That gave you something priceless, your message in the hand of every Roman. Coins weren't just currency. They were portable publicity. Into this world stepped a moneyer named Quintus Minucius Thermus. Thermus wasn't the most famous member of his family, but he belonged to an old Roman lineage, the gens Minucia. That name carried weight. Over centuries, the Minutiae produced consuls, commanders and statesmen. For a young Roman with political ambitions, your greatest asset was your surname. If your ancestors did something heroic, you made sure everyone remembered it. You carried those stories like a banner. Thermus followed that tradition. When he received the authority to mint Rome's silver coins, he saw an opportunity. He didn't pick a random symbol. He didn't copy old designs. He reached deep into his family's past and chose a moment they believed defined them, a duel between a Minucius ancestor and a foreign warrior. This wasn't a small memory. To the family, this was proof of courage, loyalty, and service to Rome. The front of the coin shows Mars, the god of war. Not a raging destroyer, but a calm, controlled protector. Mars wears a Corinthian helmet, tilted back slightly so you can see his face. A laurel branch decorates the helmet, a quiet symbol of victory. The engraver shaped the jawline, the chin, the curve of the helmet with careful attention. Even in worn examples, the expression feels steady and focused. Why Mars? Because he represented Roman strength, discipline, and duty. He wasn't just a war god. He was the father of the Roman people according to myth. Every soldier carried his name. Every commander prayed to him for victory. Thermus placed Mars on the obverse to tell Romans. My family stands with the virtues that built Rome. There was another meaning too. In times of conflict, showing Mars on your coins reminded citizens that Rome was strong enough to face threats, whether they came from Gauls, Germans, slaves, or political rivals. A single head on a silver disc could send a message of reassurance. Now we reach the heart of the coin, the duel. Two warriors face each other, caught in the middle of combat. One raises his sword. The other lifts his shield. Below them lies a fallen foe. It's one of the most dynamic scenes ever placed on a Republican coin. This scene wasn't legendary fiction. It came from a family tradition. According to the Minutiae, one of their ancestors fought a Gaul in single combat, defeated him and helped secure a Roman victory. This wasn't just bravery. It was the kind of action that earned honor, rewards and a place in Roman memory. The Romans valued personal combat. A duel wasn't just a fight. It represented courage, skill, and the willingness to stand alone for the Republic. Thermus wanted every Roman to hold that moment in their hand. Every market transaction. Every soldier's pay. Every tax payment. The family story of a duel traveled with the coin. The inscription underneath reads, Q. Therm M.F. Quintus Thermus, son of Manius. This wasn't modest. This was a declaration. My ancestor did this. My family earned this. And I, too, am worth. Coins were propaganda before propaganda had a name. The engraver captured the intensity of the fight. You can see the forward lean of the attacking warrior. The defensive stance of the other. The fallen body that tells you the duel has already claimed one life. Even after 20 centuries of wear, the motion remains. Few Roman coins show action like this. In the late Republic, politics was competitive. Men didn't rise through talent alone. They needed connections, money, and a family narrative that made them stand out. Thermus didn't come from the most powerful branch of his family, but he had something valuable, the duel story. It was dramatic. It reinforced Roman values. And it reminded voters that the Minutiae were loyal servants of the state. By putting this scene on his coins, Thermus connected himself to the past and positioned himself for the future. There's another layer too. Many Romans respected foreign enemies when they were brave and skilled. Fighting a Gaul in single combat wasn't just defeating a barbarian. It showed that Roman courage matched the strength of foreign warriors. This message mattered in 103 BCE. Rome was still dealing with threats from northern tribes. Many citizens were frightened. A coin that showed a Roman defeating a foreign fighter sent a reassuring message. We've done it before. We can do it again. Roman coin engravers were highly skilled craftsmen. Every detail had to be cut into a small metal die by hand. The duel scene on this coin shows just how talented they were. Think about the difficulty. Two moving figures, weapons, shields, fallen bodies, curved outlines and overlapping limbs. All of it is carved into a tiny die no larger than a thumbnail. Then imagine striking thousands of coins with that depth using a hammer and anvil. Each strike had to be firm enough to show the details, but not so hard it cracked the die. Coins like this are miniature sculptures. Every line carries intention. After the coins were minted, they began their silent journey. Soldiers were paid with them. Merchants handled them. Travelers carried them across the Mediterranean. Many were lost, buried, hoarded or melted. Some survived by accident, hidden in soil until the modern world uncovered them. The coin you see today may have passed through the hands of Roman farmers, traders, legionaries or tax collectors. It survived the collapse of the Republic, the rise of the Empire, invasions, fires and centuries underground. Every scratch is a mark of its long life. Today, this denarius is a favorite among collectors because of its story and design. Prices vary. A worn piece might be a few $100s. A sharp, well-struck one can reach several thousand. Collectors value the artistry of the duel scene, the historical connection to a Roman family and the insight it offers into political messaging. This isn't just a collectible. It's a chapter of Roman history you can hold. The Quintus Minucius Thermus denarius isn't just a coin. It's proof that even in the ancient world, stories were powerful. Families used them. Politicians used them. And Rome itself used them. One duel. One ancestor. One moment in time, minted into silver. More than 2,000 years later, we can still read that message. Coins were the newspapers of the ancient world. And this one tells a story worth remembering.